Greetings, everyone. I'm so glad you're joining me here today. It's right before the holiday season, and I'm thinking about joy. Joy to the world. And let it begin with me. We're always looking for joy out there somewhere. We're looking for something that would merit our joy, something that deserves us to go to the trouble to bring up a feeling of joy. It's kind of like that. We don't really think of it like that, but it's kind of like that. We have parameters. Well, there's a certain set of circumstances. Under those circumstances, then I can have an experience of joy. And what this video is about, it's about how to find joy in the everyday moments of life. How to find joy, it's really easy in the spring. You go out and you look at little baby leaves that are starting to unfurl, little buds of flowers. Each one brings up joy in my heart when I connect in with the little bud, all that fresh new life. Kittens, puppies. It's all happening in the spring. Now what about in the winter? In the winter, there's that stillness that comes with the early nights, the early darkness. There's the joy that comes when you go outside and there's rain and the plants have been so thirsty. They're really happy. They're really happy to have the rain, and I can feel their happiness in me when I go outside. So there's all these tiny moments when actual joy rises up. It seems to rise up when we're not looking for it. It just comes up spontaneously. But what I've noticed, when I'm with someone and I have wonderful thoughts in my head, instead of letting them float around in my head and keeping them all to myself, what if I let them out? What if I share those thoughts with someone? So I'm going to invite you today to imagine that you're at your holiday celebration, or that you're with friends. Could be another time. And we're going to do a little meditation for how can we switch into joy if something starts to happen that isn't so joyful. Okay? So I invite you now to close your eyes. Or if you like, you can do this with your eyes open, but it's usually easier to focus on our topic if you have your eyes closed to avoid the visual distractions. So now bring to mind, if you would, a dinner with your family, or a visit with friends. And imagine that you get triggered in some way. It could be a very tiny way. Somebody could say something that you perceive as a criticism, which maybe they didn't even mean it as a criticism. Or maybe they did mean it as a criticism. In any case, it doesn't matter, because this is for you with you. It's not for you about them. It's for you with you. How do you stay centered when something like that happens? How do you stay tuned in? So right now, imagine that somebody has said something that's disturbing to you for whatever reason, whether it's in a tiny way or whether it's really offensive in a big way. In any case, I invite you to just stay inside with that feeling without running away from it, without lashing back, just sitting with that feeling, with the uncomfortableness of that feeling. So imagine it now. Create a scenario in your mind. The other day I was with a friend and I said something and she thought I meant something else. And she started to tell me how I was wrong. And I felt unjustified. That wasn't what I was thinking at all. That's just what she was thinking I was thinking. And yet I just stayed quiet. I didn't say anything. I let the moment pass. I just stayed quiet. And then I said, I think we're really talking about the same thing. But in that moment, something else could have come for me. What I could have done was I could have mentioned something that I really like about her. I really like that this friend is very tuned in. And she's very tuned in with herself. I could have said, I love how you're so tuned in with what you're feeling. Instead of my own feelings of, wait, I'm unjustly accused. I know that that's a place where I go sometimes. I feel I'm unjustly accused. So she's just the messenger. Oh, there's still that place that feels unjustly accused. So instead of dealing with that, because it doesn't really need dealing with, it's just showing me there's still something going on there. So instead, I could have told her something that I really love about her. And if I stay centered and stay present, instead of getting triggered, I will be in that very thought of something that I love about her, which with this person is that she's so tuned in. She's so aware of her own feelings, which is sometimes a challenge for me until a little bit later. I'm a little slow on the uptake sometimes. So I invite you now to imagine this scenario and let something else rise up besides defending yourself, besides making them wrong. Think of that person, just rest, just have a moment of stillness, and just rest and let something that you love about that person come up and share that instead. This is something you can practice in your everyday life, and the more you practice it, the easier it is to do it when a trigger arrives. So I would invite you to practice telling people things that you love about them. So often we keep it to ourselves. Even strangers, everyone loves to hear things that you love about them. Thanks so much for joining me today.